Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my out-of-box review for the RE100 Efreet Custom. And before we get into this review, we got some breaking news out today, at least the day that I'm filming this video. We just got the word that we are going to be getting a P-Bandai Efreet Schneid. Yes, if you couldn't tell, I'm a little bit more than excited about that. As soon as this kit was released, I was really excited because I just really like the design of the Efreet in general, but definitely my favorite version is the Efreet Schneid. It had a very brief appearance in Gundam Unicorn, which was very awesome. And as soon as this kit was announced, I thought, man, I really hope they're going to make a P-Bandai Efreet Schneid. At that point, and still, we haven't got any P-Bandai variations of any RE100 kits. So I thought, well, you know, it's the perfect time with Unicorn being out, and they really only need to change just a few parts to make the Schneid. But at the same time, we haven't got any P-Bandai variations of RE kits yet, so I don't know if it's going to happen or not. And we didn't hear anything for a little while, and now finally, just today, we finally got the word that we are going to be getting it. I'm super excited. I don't know exactly when it's coming out or what the price is going to be yet at this point. I'm sure we'll find out very shortly, probably around the end of this month when we get the magazines out. But I don't care. I'm definitely going to be getting that kit. I'm super excited. But we'll take a look at that kit, of course, whenever I get it down the line. I'll do a review for you guys at that time. But before that, why don't we focus on this kit here. So, really cool kit. Just goes together very similar to past RE100 kits, probably most notably the DJ, just due to its very similar mono-eye design, right? It's going to be a little bit more different from the GP04 or the Mark III. I haven't actually built a Mark III, so I couldn't say much about that. And obviously it's going to be quite different from the Nightingale, another kit that I have not built. But, I don't know, I wouldn't be against it, I suppose. Anyway, yeah, really nice colors too as well. This has a really great colors just out of box. So if you're looking for a kit that, if you don't paint kits yet, or maybe if you're just wanting to get a kit and maybe just do a little bit of detail painting, detail lining, I think this would be a great kit for it because the out-of-box colors of this kit are really great. The colors that they molded the plastic in are really super nice colors. It's almost a shame to paint over them, but of course painting is going to give you the best results. You could always basically totally recreate those colors with paint if you've got a good eye and a good sense of color dynamics. Anyway, so that is good. I think it's a great looking kit just out of box here. It does have a lot of design, a lot of little details in there that you would benefit from going in and doing a little bit, at least a little bit of panel lining on there. If you'll remember too, it does also have a bunch of marking stickers, which I don't really particularly care for using, but if you do, you can also use those as well to help help the look of your kit. So yeah, let's just go ahead and take a closer look here. I've just got this kit snapped up, so I haven't really worked with it too much. I think, and from what I've seen of the kit as well, it's not really going to be the most like dynamic in terms of its posability, but I don't think that's what really the RE line is really kind of about, so I'm not really going to hold that too much against it in this case. But I do think that is where this kit is going to suffer a little bit, and somewhere where I could point out some negatives, but let's just see. I know the head, right off the bat, the head articulation is very limited. Gonna go back only about that far, down about like that, and then like to the sides, so really not a whole lot of range there, just basically side to side for the most part. To move the mono eye, you can move the mono eye. It did have a sticker for that, which I did put on. So it's just a pink sticker, but it's just a clear piece you have there for the mono eye. So we can just pop off the top of the head. The top of the head here comes off super easily. It's like barely on there. So I think with paint, it'll stick on there more. But here in the top of the head, you can see we have a little switch that you can just switch to the side like that to move the mono eye to the side, something like that. So it's not really going to have a huge range off to the side there, just because this gap, the gap here in the face for the mono eye is so small. so you can move it off to the side, but just a little bit like that. But it definitely is noticeable. Here on the back of the head, we actually have a small sticker here as well. Up inside the back there, it's a small little pink sticker for a camera on the back of the head. A camera in the back of the head of a Xeon mobile suit like this is pretty rare. I think we don't often actually ever have that. So this actually has a bunch of detail up inside there, and like with these little fins there on the back of the head. So a lot of really nice detail up in there, even in the back of the head. Even on the energy cables, they have just the little details molded on each one of those. It's going to make trying to sand the mold line around there kind of difficult, but yeah, just be careful about that. Here on the chest, you have two little pink stickers here as well, just for these small little cameras there on the chest. And that's it for the stickers, just 1, 2, 3, 4 little pink stickers there. Be careful with this blue part here for the chest. Here for the chest, this is all one blue piece. When I was putting this together, I missed a couple parts here in the side, the mechanisms for the arms. When I actually put the chest together, I forgot the parts there that hold the arms in. So I had to take this all apart. When I was taking it apart, this bottom part of this blue part broke here at this small point there, this little point here, and on this side. It's really thin, so if you have to take this apart, be really careful about that, because that's going to break. I just put some glue on it and it's fine, and I'm sure it'll be no problem at all. Very easy thing to fix, but just do be a little bit weary of that. In the chest, we are going to have a little bit of movement here forward and back. Some pretty nice movement there, actually. Not bad at all. And then side to side, a little bit, not too much, but a little bit of movement there to the side. Yeah, nothing to write home about, but there is something there. No cockpit hatch opens or anything like that, but again, I suppose you could modify that by making this part able to lift up. Wouldn't be the most difficult thing to modify. I suppose the shoulders are going to be able to move up about this far. This shoulder piece is just attached via a ball joint here. Let's see if I can show you. Here we are. The polycap just kind of comes out with that ball joint, but anyway, just attached onto a ball joint there. This whole part of the arm is able to swing out like that when you want to bring the arm forward. The arm itself is going to be able to bend about that much. It seems like the way this is designed, you should have been able to bring that all the way up, but that is going to be the extent of that. Missing a big color app here. The inside of this shoulder armor, as you can see, let's see from here in the menu, you can see the inside of that's supposed to be black. So that's a big part that you're definitely going to want to paint in there if you want it to be color accurate, this whole inside part of that. Otherwise, the wrist is just on ball joint. Here in the arm, you can see we have these two little missiles. They are molded in this same red color, so those are going to be nice little accents, just barely poking out of there. The missiles are nicely molded in there, but they're hidden inside, so not really much you're going to see of them unless you make some sort of effect part or something. Just having a clear rod just shooting out of there with the missile attached onto the end would look pretty cool and really easy to do, probably. But that is that. Moving down below the waist, so I guess we can move to the backpack here, but nothing really is going to move, but there's what the backpack looks like. These thruster bells don't really move or anything. These here will rotate. These are where you're going to attach the heat sabers, so those will be able to rotate when you have the heat sabers on there, but again, nothing really too much. The front skirts do move independently, like so. Again, just very normal. The side skirts also move a little bit, but again, not really a whole lot. They're kind of blocked by this energy cable going back. The back skirt is able to move up, which again is not always the case for most kits actually. The back skirts don't always move, but in this case it does, able to move up very far. The legs are able to rotate at the top, and then our knee bend is going to be about that much. Disregard the arm falling off there. More than 90 degrees, but not really too much more, so not a huge bend there at the knee. The missile pod here on the side is of course able to rotate. You can take that off. You can take off this whole piece here on the side if you want. And then we just have this hole. You can see the inside of that is just blocked by this little piece here. If you want to just have this whole bit off and just have the legs like that, you can. We do have an extra set of these little covers that you can just plug into there and cover that hole. So that is nice if for whatever reason you didn't want to actually use this. As you can see, the kit is heavy, so the reason that it's falling apart here is not due to any poor construction of the kit, but it's just due to the fact that it's just heavy, and when I'm holding it by the leg, and the whole rest of the kit is just sort of like hanging there, it's obviously not going to be really strong enough to support the weight. But while the leg's off, it's kind of convenient for me to show you this here. We have this swiveling mechanism for the leg, so you can swivel that hip all the way forward. A lot of more recent master grades have this, so it's a cool feature to have in this RE as well. So that should be helpful in doing some more, getting some poses that are at least a little bit more dynamic. Down in the ankles, we have just a little bit of bend forward and a little bit of toe separation there, which is nice. The toe can't point down at all, but you can bring it forward, so that's not too bad. Pointing down only about that much. And then this whole ankle joint is actually able to slide. It kind of slides side to side up inside there. The polycap is just secured inside a track inside the leg, so that is really convenient for being able to bring the leg out and having this at a more wider stance like that, so the ankle joint is actually like much more offset to the side. Or if you wanted to have it straight, you can straighten it out there nicely. So that is a cool feature there in the ankles. As for accessories, you can see the hands here are just closed hands, and with that bit filled in there, you might want to take a drill and drill out that part in the middle just to give them a little bit more shape. As they are, they just kind of look like a big ball. Nicely detailed, but just because the hand cover is just kind of rounded like that, yeah, they're kind of just like shaped like a big ball basically. But we do also have the option of having just holding hands like so. So these are going to be for holding our heat sabers. And then of course we have an action base connector, which is going to help for putting this up on an action base. And then we have our two heat sabers. These are really super nice, really simple, just 3 parts each, 2 parts for the handle and 1 part for the clear orange blade. These don't have, as you can see, there's no peg or anything on there for holding them in the hands, so they're just going to be held in there. Hopefully the friction will be enough to hold them in there. The hands seem like they're designed in a way that these should fit in there just perfectly. And then we're able to put these in the backpack as well by, see this little straight rod there in the center fits into a track inside here, so you just need to feed this down into there and just pops into place and nice and secure there on the backpack. With both of those in place, it's going to be looking something like that. Definitely very cool, I think. One other thing that I could mention about just some missing color apps is, of course, I mean, as you can see, there's a lot of details here, and the kit does have really nice color separation, but of course it's not going to be perfect color separation. It's not a master grade. So there are going to be some more color apps missing from inside of the thrusters, basically, here on the legs and on the backpack especially. There's some of those parts are supposed to be yellow, but they are not. So that's going to be just another color app that you might want to go in. But that, again, is something that it's really easy to just kind of just add in there, just to paint just the inside of those yellow. Otherwise, just in terms of things that need to be fixed on it, really there's not going to be a whole lot in terms of seam lines on this kit. Pretty much all of the seam lines are hidden as panel lines or just like non-existent at all. Really amazing that they have the shoulder armor just molded as just one piece, and the 2 spikes on the side are just pieces that you add in. So that's great that they were able to mold that in a way that there's no seam line there on the shoulder at all. So definitely a lot of good points. So for a comparison, here is the Efreet compared to another in the RE100 line, the DJ. As you can see, the Efreet coming in definitely just a little bit shorter than the DJ, its other mono-eyed cousin here. But both of them are going to be looking very impressive, a lot of really great details with the RE line in general. So I think they look really, really nice. Just if you saw these just at first glance, I think you could definitely confuse them for master grades if you didn't know. So like maybe if you jumped into the future from the past before the RE line existed and you just saw these kits right away, you'd be like, oh sweet, a master grade DJ, a master grade Efreet. But then like after looking closer, you'd see that they're not quite master grades, but I think just for the exterior look, they definitely look the part. So then kind of what's the difference, eh? Now, to be perfectly honest, I really don't know a whole lot about like the actual story of the Efreet or really kind of too much about the mobile suit in general, so I really can't really talk too much about that, so I'm not going to attempt to. If you want to know more about that, just look up the Gundam Wiki article and just read that. I have not done so yet. I just really love the design personally, so that's really all there is to it to me. But being as it seems to me as more of a land type mobile suit, as far as I know it is, and doesn't fight in space, decided to do another sort of land-based pose for this. Another reason for doing more posing on the ground rather than on an action base is that The weight of the legs does make it a little bit hard to pose on an action base. If you want to have the legs more spread apart, wider like this, they're just not going to be able to do that up on an action base. The weight of them is they're just going to fall down flat. Unfortunately, the hip joint there is just not stiff enough, but I think with some painting or just using some glue on that joint a little bit, just to sort of stiffen up that joint, it would probably be okay. But just keep in mind that those legs, especially with this stuff attached onto the side there, the legs are going to be very, very heavy, so that joint at the hip is just not going to be strong enough to hold those up. So overall, another really great RE100 kit that we've got here. I definitely would have to recommend this if you like what you see. It definitely is not going to displease you if you get it. Overall, in terms of the overall construction, I think it's great. The details are amazing. The proportions are also really good. Some of the places I think differ a little bit. Remember when we got the original artwork for this, I really prefer that artwork. I think some bits are changed a little bit from that artwork. I thought the same thing about the DJ, unfortunately. That's just the way it goes. And the kit turned out looking great though. I think it could have looked slightly better, but that's just a very minor thing to sort of complain about. Overall, yeah, color separation is good. The articulation is great, except for just, you know, some of the weight issues do make some of the articulation a little bit more difficult. But if you're keeping this on the ground and not up on an action base, you're still able to get some really cool poses out of it. I think where the RE kits shine, and this one is definitely included, is just when you've got them just standing there looking really, really cool. Just their overall look is going to look really, really good. They're really cool looking designs. All that detail and everything in there is going to look really great, and painted up and everything detailed up. They're fantastic looking kits. So these are definitely for, you know, the really hardcore UC fans that love a lot of these more obscure designs. I think the RE line is great. That's why I love it, because a lot of these designs, you know, we would never get in probably master grade, possibly an HGUC with just some random HGUC release. But even the HGUC releases have been a lot less random as of late. So very pleased with the kits. Now the next in the RE line, at the moment we don't have word of what it is yet. At the moment of filming this, the Shizuoka Hobby Show is on, and we've only seen just like a shadow box. Oh, I don't think that's not exactly the right word anyway, but we've only seen a box with a shadow of what the next RE is going to be. It's hard to tell from the image. At this point I'm saying it's probably maybe the Gaz L or R, like combined, maybe a set of the Gaz L and R combined in the same set, or possibly a Gemalk, or possibly Bau or Dovenwolf. People are saying Dovenwolf a lot. I don't think it really quite looks like a Dovenwolf. Possibly more like a Bau, but the shoulders don't seem to look like they match from the images that I've seen, so kind of hard to tell at the moment. But we're gonna hopefully find out pretty soon. I'd be okay with really any of those options. Those are all pretty cool. None of those are from that image we saw earlier a few months ago. We got that image showing like which possible kits are planning for the next RE. The Efreet was on the list, and the Efreet was the one that they selected. So I think those other options that were on that list are possibly still being considered for future REs, but apparently for the next one they went with something totally different. So looking forward to see what that is. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do have any other questions or comments about this kit, leave those down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.